Hey, what's up everyone, it's your girl Brain Shanae, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my anticipated reads of 2023, so please stay tuned. And I am back, and also if you're new to my channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. So like I said before, I'm going to be sharing with you my anticipated reads of 2023. Now, like I did last year, there's probably going to be at least 3 parts because there's a lot of anticipated reads and books that I plan to pick up hopefully next year when they come out. So at least for this video, we probably might do 11, 12, 13, 14, and then will follow suit. So let's go ahead and get started with my anticipated reads part 1. So the first book that we have here is A Song of Silver Flame Like Night, and this is by Emily Zoe. This book looks amazing. As you can see, the cover is beautiful. I just love the dragon and everything with it. This book comes out January the 3rd of 2023. So literally at the very beginning of 2023, it's going to be coming out. And this is the first book in the Song of the Last Kingdom series. Let's go ahead and read the synopsis. It says, in a fallen kingdom, one girl carries the key to discovering the secrets of her nation's past and unleashing the demons that sleep at its heart. An epic fantasy series inspired by the mythology and folklore of ancient China. Once, Lan had a different name. Now she goes by the one the Atlantean colonizers gave her when they invaded her kingdom, killed her mother, and outlawed her people's magic. She spends her nights as a song girl in Haskong, a city transformed by the conquerors, and her days scavenging for what she can find of the past. Anything to understand the strange mark burned into her arm by her mother in her last act before she died. The mark is mysterious, an untranslatable hen character, and no one but Lan can see it, until the night a boy appears at her tea house and saves her life. Zin is a practitioner, one of the fabled magicians of the Last Kingdom. Their magic was rumored to have been drawn from the demons they communed with, magic believed to be long lost. Now it must be hidden from the Atlanteans at all cost. When Zin comes across Lan, he recognizes what she is, a practitioner with a powerful ability hidden in the mark on her arm. He's never seen anything like it, but he knows that if there are answers, they lie deep in the pine forest and misty mountains of the Last Kingdom, with an order of practicing masters planning to overthrow the Atlantean regime. Both Lan and Zin have secrets buried deep within, secrets they must hide from others, and secrets that they themselves have yet to discover. Fate has connected them, but their destiny remains unwritten. Both hold the power to liberate their land, and both hold the power to destroy the world. Now the battle for the Last Kingdom begins. So this was a must. Like, I needed to read this. Like, I'm really excited for when this comes out. I'm really excited about all the different special editions that a lot of book boxes and companies are starting to do with these books, especially this one in particular. And I'm really excited for this one. So like I said, this book comes out January the 3rd. So literally at the very beginning of the year. So definitely check this out if you haven't. But let's go on to the next book. So this next book comes out January the 24th. So we're literally in the beginning of next year where there's some good releases. But just to let you know, there's no particular order. It's just I'm going to be giving you pretty much my anticipated reads. I'm not going into particular genres or whatever like that. It's just you will see what I have. So the next book is Spice Road, and this is by Maya Ibrahim, and I just love this cover. I really love this one. We have the US and we have the UK cover. So here is the UK cover, and then here is the US cover, and I prefer the UK cover in my own opinion, but that's just me. But anyways, this is the first book in a trilogy. This is the Spice Road trilogy, and this is the first book. And so for this one, it says, the first book in an epic fantasy series for fans of Saba Tahir, House of Azal, and Elizabeth Lim, set in an Arabian-inspired land. Raised to protect her nation from the monsters lurking in the sands, 17-year-old Imani must fight to find her brother, whose betrayal is now their greatest threat. In the hidden desert city of Qualia, secret spice magic awakens affinities in those who drink the Misra tea. With an affinity for iron, 17-year-old Imani wields a dagger like no other warrior, garnering her the reputation as the next greatest shield for battling the dangerous jinn, ghouls, and other monsters that lurk in the sands beyond city limits. Her reputation has been overshadowed, however, by her brother, who tarnished the family name after he was discovered stealing their nation's coveted spice, a telltale sign of magical obsession. He disappeared soon after, believed to have died beyond the Forbidden Waste, and leaving Imani reeling with both betrayal and grief. But when Imani uncovers evidence her brother may be alive and spreading their nation's magic beyond the desert, she strikes a deal with the council to find him and bring him back to Qualia before he can reveal the city's location. Accompanied by Quanin, a roguish but handsome Genie, and Taha, a powerful beast-seer whose magical talents are matched only by his arrogance, they set out on their mission. Imani will soon discover there are many secrets that lie beyond the Forbidden Waste, and in her own heart, but will she find her brother before his betrayal endangers the fate of all of Qualia? In this epic and action-packed fantasy, one young heroine navigates the treacherous road between protecting the ones you love and staying loyal to the place you call home. So, I'm really looking forward to this one. Arabian story, like, I'm all here for that. So, I'm definitely looking forward to this. It sounds really good. It has jinns, ghouls, monsters, deserts. Like, I'm here for it. So, I definitely cannot wait when this comes out in January. This next book, which I'm really and highly anticipating on reading, and this book comes out in January as well, and that is Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute, and this is by Talia Hibbert. So here is the cover of the book. I'm really excited. Like I said, this comes out beginning of next year in January, and I'm here for it. I've been missing on, I miss Talia Hibbert's writing. I read like the Brown Sisters. So I'm really looking forward to reading this book. So for this, it says, welcome to Joy Revolution, a new imprint focused on love stories, starring and authored by people of color. And it says, could you brave the wilderness with your highly suspicious and unfairly cute ex-best friend? Talia Hibbert's Highly Suspicious and Unfairly Cute is a cheeky, laugh-out-loud story about a quirky content creator and a clean-cut athlete testing their abilities to survive the great outdoors and each other. So this sounds really good. It sounds intriguing. I'm here for it. And literally how it says this is starring and authored by people of color. And I was like, oh, okay. I see you, Talia. You stepped it up. I appreciate that. I'm here for it. So I'm really excited for this. It looks really, really cute. And I like the whole thing about being in the wilderness and stuff. I like that. So definitely looking forward to reading this. So here's another one. Now this next book is literally because I love the cover and I have a feeling the book is going to be amazing. And it's a thriller. And that is Black Queen. And this is by Jumata Amil, and this book is coming out also in January. So for this one, it says Nova Albright was going to be the first Black homecoming queen at Lovett High, but now she's dead, murdered on coronation night. And this is for fans of One of Us is Lying, and the other Black girl will love this unputdownable thriller. So this sounds really interesting. And then it says, everyone in Lovett knows Tinsley could do anything to carry on the MacArthur tradition. No one is more certain of that than Duchess Simmons, Nova's best friend. Duchess's father is the first Black police captain in Lovett. For Duchess, Nova's crown was more than just a win for Nova. It was a win for all the Black kids. Now her best friend is dead, and her father don't have the fact that the main suspect is right in front of him. Duchess is convinced that Tinsley killed Nova and that Tinsley is privileged enough to think she can get away with it. But Duchess's father seems to be doing what he always does, fall behind the blue line, which means that the white girl is going to walk. Duchess is determined to prove Tinsley's guilt, and to do that, she'll have to get close to her. But Tinsley has an agenda too. Everyone loved Nova, and sometimes love is exactly what gets you killed. So this sounds really good. It's a thriller, and I'm really getting into thrillers now. I'm not really like a thriller reader, but I'm really trying to get deep into thriller because it's so intense, but it keeps you wanting to know more because it's a mystery as well. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. And on top of that, even if you don't read it at the beginning of the year 2023, you can wait until Black Queen-a-thon in October because it's a thriller. So this is a book that can fulfill one of those prompts, just to let y'all know. But yeah. This sounds really good, and I'm really looking forward to this book. This next book is pretty much an auto buy for me because I really loved her first book, which is Me Moth, and I'm really looking forward to reading this one. And this book also comes out in January, and that is We Are All So Good at Smiling by Amber McBride. And as you can see, the cover is stunning and beautiful. But so for this book, it says they both die at the end meets the bell jar in this haunting, beautiful young adult novel in verse about clinical depression and healing from trauma from National Book Award finalist Amber McBride. Whimsy is back in the hospital for treatment of clinical depression. When she meets a boy named Fairy, she recognizes they both have magic in the marrow of their bones. And when Fairy and his family move to the same street, the two start to realize that their lifelines may have twined and untwined many times before. They are both terrified of the forest at the end of Marsh Creek Lane. The forest whispers to Whimsy. The forest might hold the answers to the part of Fairy he feels is missing. They discover the forest holds monsters, fairy tales, and pain that they have both been running from for 11 years. So I'm really looking forward to this book. It sounds like it's deep. I do appreciate how it talks about clinical depression and healing from trauma, which I really do appreciate really, really much. So I'm really looking forward to this. If you haven't picked up Me Moth, definitely pick it up because it's such a great read and I really enjoyed it so much, and I believe you will too. This next book is also an auto buy for me. I read her first 2 books and I'm looking forward to reading her third, and that is Reggie and Delilah's Year of Falling, and this is by Elise Bryant. This book also comes out in January the 31st to be exact, and I'm really looking forward to this. Like, all her romances and stuff has just been really good, and I really love her stories that she has written so far. So for what this book is about is Delilah always keeps her messy, gooey insides hidden behind a wall of shrugs and yeah, whatevers. She goes with the flow, which is how she ends up singing in her friend's punk band as a favor, even though she'd prefer to hide at the merch table. Reggie is a D&D dungeon master and self-declared blurred. He spends his free time leading quests and writing essays, critiquing the game under a pseudonym, keeping it all under wraps from his disapproving family. These two have practically nothing in common. Meet for the first time on New Year's Eve, and then again on Valentine's Day, and then again on St. Patrick's Day. It's almost like the universe is pushing them together for a reason. Delilah wishes she were more like Reggie, open about what she likes and who she is, even if it's not cool, except it's all a front. Reggie is just role-playing someone confident, the kind of guy who could be with a girl like Delilah. As their holiday meetings continue, the two begin to fall for each other. But what happens once they realize they've each fallen for a version of the other that doesn't really exist? So, I'm really looking forward to this. This sounds really, really cute. Like I said, Elise Bryant's writing, I really enjoyed it. Like I said, I loved her first 2 books. I'm really excited for what this book has in store. This sounds really cute. It sounds realistic. It sounds something that I can relate to as well. So I'm really looking forward to this. If you haven't read her other 2 books, I suggest you do so. The first book that she had written was Happily Ever Afters, and her second one was One True Loves. So definitely pick those up if you haven't read any of her books. This next book I'm just highly anticipating, mostly because of the cover. The cover looks beautiful, and this book also comes out January the 24th, and that is Sun Keep Rising, and this is by Kristen R. Lee. I'm really looking forward to reading this. It sounds really good. Even with just a brief synopsis of it, it says, when rent increases put a teen mom at risk of losing her home, she resorts to a dangerous game to keep her family afloat. But all games have consequences, and this isn't one she can afford to lose. A gripping story about race, income instability, and the strength it takes to survive from the critically acclaimed author Kristen R. Lee. So it sounds really interesting, and like I'm ready to read it now. I'm ready to read it now. But like I said, this book comes out on the 24th. So if you haven't pre-ordered it and you want to pre-order it, go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do it now. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading it. And like I said, it was the cover that was speaking to me. So definitely cannot wait to read this. Okay, so this book does not come out in January. This comes out in March 28th to be exact. And I'm really looking forward to reading it. And it is Saints of the Household, and this is by Ari Tyson. And the cover is just really intriguing, and I'm really loving it. And so for this one, it says, Saints of the Household is a haunting contemporary YA about an act of violence in a small town, beautifully told by a debut Indigenous Costa Rican American writer that will take your breath away. Max and Jay have always depended on one another for their survival. Growing up with a physically abusive father, the 2 Bribri American brothers have learned that the only way to protect themselves and their mother is to stick to a schedule and keep their heads down. But when they hear a classmate in trouble in the woods, instinct takes over and they intervene, breaking up a fight and beating their high school's star soccer player to a pulp. This act of violence threatens the brothers' dreams for the future and their beliefs about who they are. As the true details of that fateful afternoon unfold over the course of the novel, Max and Jay grapple with the weight of their actions, their shifting relationships as brothers, and the realization that they may be more like their father than they thought. They'll have to reach back to their Ruby roots and to find their way forward. Told in alternating points of view using visions and poems, debut author Ari Tyson crafts an emotional, slow-burning drama about brotherhood, abuse, recovery, and doing the right thing. So this sounds really deep and really powerful. Like, I read the synopsis prior to me like sharing it with you all, and I was just really like ready for it. Like, I'm ready for this book so much. I cannot wait until March, because this is definitely going to be a book that I'll be reading. And I was even thinking about possibly this will be a book that I will pick for my book club for the following month when it releases, so April. So I don't know, this might be a book for April, y'all, if y'all are members on my channel. And if you want to be a member, you already know what to do. Just go to my channel page, my main page, and just hit join, and you can be a Ray Bear, or you can be an Origin, either way. And you can also join me on my live discussions, because we always have a live discussion on the book that we read each month. So just FYI. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this book, and I'm ready. I'm here for it. This next book, which I'm really excited for, I love her work. I loved all her other books that she has written regarding the Gilded Wolf series. So I'm really looking forward to this one. And that is The Last Tale of the Flower Bride. This comes out in February of 2023. And I'm really excited for this. So here is the cover. This is the US cover. And of course you have the UK edition as well. But this is what the US cover looks like. And so for this one, it says, "Every fairy tale must come to an end. Once upon a time, a man who believed in fairy tales married a beautiful, mysterious woman named Indigo Maxwell Castaneda. He was a scholar of myths. She was the heiress to a fortune. They exchanged gifts and stories and believed they would live happily ever after. And in exchange for her love, Indigo extracted a promise that her bridegroom would never pry into her past. But when Indigo learns that her estranged aunt is dying and the couple is forced to return to her childhood home, the House of Dreams, the bridegroom will soon find himself unable to resist. For within the crumbling manor's extravagant rooms and musty halls, there lurks the shadow of another girl, Azure, Indigo's dearest childhood friend, who suddenly disappeared. As the house slowly reveals his wife's secrets, the bridegroom will be forced to choose between reality and fantasy, even if doing so threatens his marriage or his life." Combining the lush, haunting atmosphere of Mexican Gothic with the dreamy enchantment of the invisible life of Addie LaRue, The Last Tale of the Flower Bride is the spellbinding adult debut from New York Times bestselling author Roshani Chokshi. It's a darkly romantic page-turner about love and lies, secrets and betrayal, and the stories we tell ourselves to survive. So I'm really looking forward to reading this. I cannot wait to read this. I know that there's also going to be special editions for this book particularly, which I think that I'm getting. I don't know. It's in one of the book boxes that I'm subscribed to. And I'm just really looking forward to this. Like I said, I love the Silver Serpents series by Roshani Chokshi, so I feel like I'm really going to enjoy this with secrets, fairy tales, mystery. Like, I'm here for it. So we're looking forward to reading this. And this, like I said, it comes out in February of 2023. Now this book comes out February the 28th of 2023. And I'm really looking forward to reading this. And I really just love the cover. So I feel like I'm going to love the book regardless. And that is Black Candle Women. And this is by Diane Marie Brown. And just look at this cover, y'all. Just look at it. It's beautiful. Beautiful. So what it's about, let's find out. It says, generations of Montrose women, Augusta, Victoria, Willow, have lived together in their quaint two-story bungalow in California for years. They keep to themselves, never venture far from home, and their collection of tinctures and spells is an unspoken bond between them. But when 17-year-old Nikki Montrose brings home a boy for the first time, their quiet lives are thrown into disarray. For the other women have been withholding a secret from Nikki that will end her relationship before it's even begun. The decades-old family curse that any person they fall in love with dies. Oh God, that got dark. It says, for each member of the household, revealing this truth to Nikki also means reckoning with their own past choices and mistakes. And as new questions about long-held family beliefs emerge, the women are set on a collision course dating back to a voodoo shop in 1950s New Orleans, French Quarter, where a hidden story in a mysterious book may just hold the answers they seek in life and in love. So, I'm really looking forward to reading this, and I did not know what this book was about. I just knew that I was going to pick it up because of the cover itself, but now I'm intrigued. I'm really curious, and I really want to get into this as sooner rather than later. So this definitely be something that I'm going to be reading in February for sure, because it sounds really good. But yeah, cannot wait to read this. And like I said, this book comes out February the 28th of 2023. Now, this book I'm really looking forward to. I'm going to be reading anything and everything by this author particularly, and that is My Dear Henry, a Jekyll and Hyde remix, and this is by Kaylin Barron. I'm really looking forward to reading this. This sounds really good, and this book's going to be coming out March the 7th of 2023. And so, like I said, this is a Jekyll and Hyde remix. And so for this one, it says, in this gothic YA remix of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, a teen boy tries to discover the reason behind his best friend's disappearance and the arrival of a mysterious enigmatic stranger in misty Victorian London, 1885. And this says, Gabriel Utterson, a 17-year-old law clerk, has returned to London for the first time since his life and that of his dearest friend, Henry Jekyll, was derailed by a scandal that led to his and Henry's expulsion from the London Medical School. Whispers about the true nature of Gabriel and Henry's relationship have followed the boys for 2 years, and now Gabriel has a chance to start again. But Gabriel doesn't want to move on, not without Henry. His friend has become distant and cold since the disastrous events of the prior spring, and now his letters have stopped altogether. Desperate to discover what's become of him, Gabriel takes to watching the Jekyll house. In doing so, Gabriel meets Hyde, a strangely familiar young man with white hair and a magnetic charisma. He claims to be friends with Henry, and Gabriel can't help but begin to grow jealous at their apparent closeness, especially as Henry continues to act like Gabriel means nothing to him. But the secret behind Henry's apathy is only the first part of a deeper mystery that has begun to close. Monsters of all kinds prowl within the London fog, and not all of them are out for blood. So, this sounds interesting. Like I said, I'm going to read anything and everything by Kaylin Barron anyways, so I'm really looking forward to this Jekyll and Hyde remix. Now, this book I'm also looking forward to reading, and this is going to be coming out February the 7th, and that is Wild Blood, and this is by Lauren Blackwood. And I'm really looking forward to reading this. Even on the cover, it says, Never Betray a Wild Heart. So I'm really looking forward to reading, and I just love the cover. It's just beautiful, beautiful. So for this one, it says, 18-year-old Victoria is a wild blood, kidnapped at the age of 6 and manipulated by the Exotic Lands Touring Company. She's worked as a tour guide ever since with a team of fellow wild bloods who take turns using their magic to protect travelers in a Jamaican jungle teeming with ghostly monsters. When the boss denies Victoria an earned promotion to team leader in favor of Dean, her backstabbing ex, she's determined to prove herself. Her magic may be the most powerful on the team, but she's not the image the boss wants to send their new client, Thorn, a renowned gold miner determined to reach an untouched gold supply deep in the jungle. Thorn is everything Victoria isn't. Confident, impossibly kind, and so handsome he leaves her speechless. And when he entrusts the mission to her, kindness turns to mutual respect, turns to affection, turns to love. But the jungle is treacherous, and between hypnotic river spirits, soul-devouring women that shed their skin like snakes, and her ex out for revenge, Victoria has to decide, is promotion at a corrupt company really what she wants? So, I'm really looking forward to reading this. I still haven't read Within These Wicked Walls by her, which was her debut book, but I will be reading it next year, and it's just, I'm looking forward to this. This sounds really cool. And when it comes to love, the mystery, magic, intrigue, all that, I'm here for. So I'm really looking forward for this. Now, this next one is also because of the cover, and this book comes out May the 9th of 2023, and that is Nigeria Jones, and this is by Ibiza Boy, and I just love this cover. It speaks to me. And so for this one, it says, Warrior Princess. That's what Nigeria's family calls her. He's raised her as part of the movement, a black separatist group based in Philadelphia. Nigeria is homeschooled and vegan and participates in traditional rituals that connect her and other kids from the group to their ancestors. But when her mother, the perfect matriarch to their movement, disappears, Nigeria's world is upended. She finds herself taking care of her baby brother and stepping into a role she doesn't want. Nigeria's mother had secrets. She wished for a different life for her children, which includes sending her daughter to a private Quaker school outside of their strict group. Despite her father's disapproval, Nigeria attends the school with her cousin Kamu and Sage, who used to be a friend. There, she slowly begins to blossom and expand her universe. As Nigeria searches for her mother, she starts to uncover a shocking truth, one that will lead her to question everything she thought she knew about her life and her family. From award-winning author Ibi comes a searing, powerful coming-of-age story about discovering who you are in the world and fighting for that person by having the courage to remix the founding tenets of your life to be your own revolution. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. It sounds really good. And like I said, this comes out May 9th of 2023. But that is it. This is part 1 of my anticipated reads of 2023. There's going to be at least 2 more parts that you will be looking forward to, and that I'm looking forward to sharing with you all what I plan to read in my highly anticipated reads of 2023. I really hope you enjoyed these releases, and if you are intrigued with any one of them, they all sound so wonderful, and they have their own different, they stand out individually because they're all great. The synopsis is amazing. The mystery, intrigue, the love, magic, just, being independent, finding yourself, finding who you are as a person. Like, I'm all for that, and I'm really excited for these books. But definitely stay tuned for part 2 and part 3 of my highly anticipated reads of 2023. And like I said, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also, hit that subscribe button and that bell to be notified when I upload more videos in the future. But thank you so much for watching, everyone. And everyone, I hope you have a great day and happy holiday. See ya!